If you're in a long distance relationship with an avoidant, watch this video. I'm going to explain the challenges and the opportunities of dating someone avoidant long distance. By the end of the video, that's my objective, is I want you to be clear on whether there's a future with this person. I will explain everything after the jingle.
igetmyexback.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
So first of all, let's discuss about avoidant attachment style and the different traits of people who are avoidant. By the way, I used to be avoidant. So first of all, they value self-sufficiency. I can do things on my own and I don't need anyone to help me. And so they see dependency as a threat. I don't need anyone. If I were to need someone, it means I am weak. Also, another element is the lack of emotional expression, something that is very foreign to them because of their childhood. And therefore, they will have a hard time to seek support. So basically, when they have a problem, when they're under stress, I will deal it myself. What happens usually is that they would work and use work or hobbies to avoid vulnerability. And so a lot of avoidant, they're really hard worker people. They go, they work long hours because that's the kind of a safe space where nobody will sort of challenge their vulnerability or weakness. And that's also sometimes their area of genius or talent. But of course, they may feel lonely. And have a desire for connection. So you have to understand that when I listed those traits, you feel like, okay, they are not boyfriend or girlfriend material. They don't have the tools to be in a relationship. However, there's a deep need for connection because we all have a deep need to be attached to what we call a primary attachment figure. And so avoidant will dismiss, that's why sometimes it's referred as dismissive avoidant. They will dismiss opportunities to be in a relationship, to be attached to someone. In this video, we'll discuss the challenges and the opportunities of the long distance. The challenges first in long distance relationship. From an avoidant point of view, it's really about communication. It's really the idea that they have a hard time communicating their needs, communicating their emotions, but also if you were to communicate your emotions, complaining about your work, about your mom, about whoever, they would have a hard time to receive this. And so that would be very challenging. And that will unfortunately create sometimes situations where they will withdraw, where they will from one day to another disappear. And you feel like, what have I done? What have I said? And in a way, from their point of view, they feel like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know what I need to answer when you say those things. I also don't know what to tell you because my life is kind of dull. I go to work and then I go back home and then we have a chat. So there's nothing especially exciting about the communication element. And so if you're anxious, secure, dating someone avoidant, you create intimacy. You bond with the person by communicating with them. This is not how they bond with people. They like spending time together, and this is where we go to the opportunities. They like spending time with you, doing things together, but the emotional element is harder for them. And so the thing is, the physical distance will offer, again, a safe space. They see you, they can get back to their safe place. They see you, and so the other element, as I said, is like they enjoy time together because it has a deadline. So very often, people love dating avoidant, or it's the best side of avoidant people because when they're with you, they can fully be themselves because they know they're going to see you just for a week, and they know after that they will go back to their life outside of the relationship, something they value a lot. And so by doing that, they find the right balance. Also, the reason avoidant are attracted to long distance relationship is because it's, in a way, the dynamic and the construct of the relationship, they know they will have a distance. They will always be at an arm length from their partner, and they like that. It reassures them. Now, the question is, what should you do? But the real question is actually, what do you want? The way I see long distance relationship, there's nothing wrong with long distance relationship, but the long distance relationship should be a phase, should be temporary. And I have very good friends, they were long distance for a lot of time. Now they're married, they have kids. And I was mentioned that as an example. And they were seeing each other, but they had a future. She was studying in France, he was studying in Italy. They went to move to the UK together. They had a life there, but they had a project, they had a plan. They knew that after their studies, they would move to the UK and so on. If you're not clear, if you're not aligned, you will suffer. If you have a hard time understanding what will be next, well, you have to assess what you want really. If you've been together for more than a year, for example, there's nothing wrong asking, what's next? Should I move to your city? It's not necessarily moving in together, but what's the next step of your relationship? I don't feel long distance relationships are sustainable, especially because if it's not temporary, especially because there's one wanting more than the other. And it's probably you watching this video. And so you'll have this dialogue of like, but if I pressure him to commit, he will leave me, or she, could be a woman. Yes, but I'm not happy with this relationship. I want more. I want to see you more because I'm not happy with just having FaceTime with you once in a while. I want to be able to wake up in the morning with you more regularly. I want to do things with you. I want to have the day-to-day thing with you. I love him. I don't see myself single or with someone else. Again, yes, but it's been a year and I don't think he's willing to change. So ask yourself, try to write down this internal dialogue that you have right now with yourself. It's like, if you have this dialogue, that's not a good sign. Because if you have this dialogue, it means that you're in a way lying to yourself. You're in a way failing to recognize that the person you're dating is not doing the work or doesn't have the same desire to spend more time with you. Look at the big picture. Zoom out, look at the big picture and understand what you get from this relationship. Challenge your inner voice. Write down those discussions, those insecurities. Work on your attachment style if you have a hard time letting go, if you have a hard time being on your own, if you're anxious, for instance. It's important as well to create a life outside of this relationship. So perhaps it's very hard for you to be in long distance because you feel the relationship is here, the rest of your life is there. The problem with your ex or your partner is that their life is here, the relationship is here. And you have to, and this is probably the most important part of this video. If you're watching this video, you're probably frustrated by this situation. But the problem is that your partner might not be. Maybe he or she is very happy with how things are with your relationship. They are very happy to see you once a month. They're very happy to not to be living with you. They're very happy to have their life outside of the relationship. And if that's the case, they therefore have no incentive to change, no incentive to make this relationship, to change and make this relationship progress in one way or another. So I want you to take this away with you. Assess what you want. Understand whether your partner is happy with how things are, and draw your own conclusions. If you have any question, don't hesitate to let me know in the comment section. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.